Welcome everyone to my show here. I got a few guests here that I cannot wait to have you guys hang out with us. I have a list. I have a stack here. I got 17 books that I would like at some point to send off to CBCS, but I want to send at least 10 to 15. So I want to look through the books. I want to select the ones I plan on sending, predict the grade, that kind of a thing, and just hang out and have a good time. And why not invite several people to hang out with us? So let's bring in the chat here, everyone at once. I got Big Will Comics and John's Comics with Kids, who popped in for a little bit here. John looks like he had to step away for a second, but that's okay. He'll be back. But thanks for joining me, Big Will.
I have arrived. No problem, man. Hey, fun fact. Do you know who sang that theme song to the Spider-Man cartoon?
No.
Steven Tyler.
Ah, I remember that now. Cool. Awesome. Well, as you can see, the very first book here is a ASM 129 signed by Jerry Conway himself. Let's get your book up there in the middle as you want. Okay. This book here has quite an interesting history in a sense. I wanted to have this book signed, or Jerry Conway's coming to the 2019 or 2020 Colorado Springs Comic-Con. I was going to have a reprint of this book signed by him. Long story short, COVID. By the time the next show came around this year, I actually had this book here. I had already cracked the book, and he canceled for whatever reason. And it's like, no, I wouldn't have cracked it if he wasn't going to show. I would have waited till a different time. I said, oh, there's always next year, possibly. But I had cracked this book. This was a 4.5. This is 4.5, and just like, I don't want it being damaged anymore, possibly. And so I was just basically like reaching out. Southern Comic Geek said he was going to Dragon Con. I sent the book off to him. He got it signed for me, sent it back. So now this book will be going to get a yellow verified label from CBCS. And I look forward to it. Hopefully it sticks the same grade. But if it doesn't, it's worth it in my mind just to take that signature. The man who invented the Punisher. So, but worn on the spine here, maybe it's slightly better. Well, won't be slightly better if it's a small screen. But you guys can see there's a bit of a, let's see if I can get a better light in here. So, like I said, if it doesn't keep the grade, it doesn't keep the grade. But I'll be very happy. Hell, if it drops to a 4.0, it's my mind. So, and again, for anyone interested in joining, this is an open invite. Just pop in, and if your window you look good, or you're wearing pants and all that stuff, you can come in and have fun. So this is an open invite. So this is definitely going. Again, 4.5. I already looked up the GPA early on, but what were you saying, Will?
I was just going to ask, did it look to you as though it went down in grade, or does it look pretty much like it was when you cracked it out?
It looks pretty much the same. I mean, Southern didn't send it back in the same way I sent it. I basically sent it down to him in a box that could have survived a fall from space. I mean, so I made sure that this thing was 100% bulletproof, that it could survive post office hockey. So, but it looks at the same grade. But again, if it drops down, the only thing that would make me upset if it drops down to a 2.5. Otherwise, I can drop down to a 3 and say, you know what? I have ASM 129. I have the signature. I'm fine. So,
well, I would think Southern knows how to handle a book. I mean, I would think it'll probably be around that 4 or 5. And I was looking up on the GPA here, the difference between a signed one and a raw, or not raw, but a unsigned one. And we got a last sale on the 4.5 blue label of $12.25, and that was this month, September. But the last one that was signed just by Jerry Conway in a 4.5 sold in August of last year for $1,800, which to me, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but to me, that would put it at probably a $2,000 value now.
Yeah. And again, I bought this book for $800, I think, or it was a kind of a gift for my wife and all that, when we had extra money. So 800 I paid for this. So, but again, 4.5, I'm expecting to keep the same grade.
Yeah.
I have, picture. I asked Southern to take a picture of it being signed, so that way I had kind of a picture COA. That way, and I can't be there in person, so at least give me a picture of it, so I can go, it's being signed. My baby's being signed. So again, 4.5 I'm expecting, but if it drops, as long as it's not below a 3, I'm fine. This is a personal book that's not going anywhere, period. If I sell a lot of books, I'm never going to sell this one. So that's one thing. So that's the first book up. The next
Can
book
we go ahead and just say that one's one that's guaranteed?
All right, guaranteed one, yes. Here's the second one that's going to be guaranteed as well.
Okay.
What If 105?
John knows more about this one than I do.
Yeah, this first Spider-Girl, Mayday Parker. So John, what do you know about this book here?
I mean, it has a lot of white on that cover, and that's one of the biggest things to worry about is making sure that you get, if you can clean it and press it, get as much of that cleaned off as you can.
Yeah.
My copy was a gift from TJ, so it was already like pristine, and then I just basically touched it up, and then it got a 9.8.
Yeah, I mean there's slight.
Yeah.
Here it's pretty sharp from what I can.
Because of the value of that one and the previous book, if you can afford it, and depending on who you use, if you trust them, I would definitely say press and clean both of them.
Yeah, so we got a kind of a color breaking tear or something there, and a little up here. So just here. Oops, you can't really see on my finger. Oops, don't want to slide too much. A little bit of work, along here. So it has a handful of ticks, definitely.
Was there some? It looked like a little bit of under her pointed foot there, like down below her foot. There looked like a little discoloration.
Luckily, any schmutz can hopefully be cleaned, especially since there's a white cover.
Yeah,
that's the benefit too.
It's a direct cover too.
Okay.
So
now,
what's the
are
back?
you hoping? Are you thinking?
That's what I thought. The back has a lot of white too, so it's like white. It's just all white.
This thing here has a little thing there, that little reader crease.
Kind
of
that depression. Yeah, that's easily gotten out with a press.
Yeah, and there's a few ding there and there, right above the names. But other than that, get underneath the light a little bit better.
Do you think we could turn that into a 9.8 or 9.6?
Let me see the light again over here. That doesn't look like it. That looks like color breaking. The worst one is.
You said there was one that looked like maybe it was a tear.
This one here looks like a crease, possibly tear.
Okay,
that one's
still get 9.6.
That one's not going anywhere. The others possibly, but.
Okay.
I honestly think. Let me see. Let me look at my predictions here. I brought.
Well, now, while you're flipping through, let me ask you this: what is the reason for sending this one? Is it because of the character? Because of value? Because of what?
Character. Character. I love Spider-Girl, and in that
case, it's well worth it, even if you get a 9.4.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking here on GPA, and all three of these sales were in this month, this year. 9.4, $210. 9.6, last sale was $350, and 9.8, $679.
I'm trying to. I was trying. It doesn't matter.
I'll sit like this.
I have a case for
I got the swinging chair, so I can slide over.
All right, I'll put John up there then. Awesome, but yeah.
I just got position.
But I think it possibly is as long as it's above a 9.0. Like I said, I have a certain. I mean, I'm not going to sell if it drops below it. Obviously, this is staying here. Yeah. But I honestly think 9.4, 9.2 is roughly my prediction. Honestly, I don't see it getting much higher than that. With with that crease down there, these others can press out, but the only question is whether it's color breaking or not. That's the problem.
Well, the great thing about that book is if it's color breaking, it's a
Mhm.
white cover, so
Yeah.
most of the ticks can be just overlooked.
Yeah, definitely. So I do think it's a 9. Let's just go. I'm going to make my prediction as a 9.2 just to.
It feels like a 9.2 just from what I can see, but I know it's like over a computer screen, it's very different.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say 9.4 just to be contrarian, and also I'm giving,
optimistic.
I'm
Yeah.
giving a little oomph to the press and clean doing magic.
Yeah. So let me look at the cover price here.
1.5.
Okay. What if 105? What does cover price have to say about it? Hopefully it can. All right, there she is. All right, cover price has its Slab Comics 9.2, fair market value $159. You know, is it June?
I have last sale at 165, so we're real close.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put I'm gonna put cover price down there since that's what I use. So we'll put what I say 159, and then that was the cover price there. My prediction was 9.2. So again, not going anywhere. All these books are not going anywhere. They're all personal. So, but it's always fun to know exactly what I plan on spending or its value. Since now that I categorize my entire ASM run, now I want to eventually move on to my books before it gets so large it becomes an impossibility. So, I hate doing this part here. It's always like
unless you just want to, Matt, you don't have to take them out for us because,
Yeah.
like John said, we're looking through a screen, so we can't
Yeah,
really see it
you know,
much better
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean,
Okay.
if you got a good feel, I mean,
Well,
not just for this, but
Yeah, we all know you've looked through every one of these already.
yeah. Yeah, it's just these are my babies. So I liked your video today, John, here, since I was a part of,
Thank you.
and your creative counting.
John had a
Yeah.
video today.
JP did a great job. I should have paid him for all the counting he had to do today.
All
I
right.
didn't even keep you. I was just making it up. I wasn't paying attention.
Next book, Green Lantern number 25.
Ooh, that's a really underrated key, I think.
I
Yeah.
know that. What's special about that? I know that. I can't remember.
First cameo appearance of basically the Red Lantern, Orange Lanterns,
Ooh.
Indigo, Blue,
Larfleeze, man.
Death of Anti-Monitor. So
It's
yeah,
all about Larfleeze.
and this is my favorite run that I've read so far of the Green Lanterns.
Is that
Sinestro
number
Corps War.
25?
Yes.
Okay.
Sinestro Corps War here. So
I have 2 copies of that, but both of mine look like they're the lower grade than the one you got.
So looks pretty sharp. There's one tick there.
Does it break color?
I'll get back to it in a second. Maybe one up there. Or is it down here? I don't see anything that breaks. Well, that one might up here near his face. That one might. Yeah, it looks almost like it. It's questionable. But it looks like a pretty dang solid book. You know, a little bit of wear down here in the corner. And pretty clean as far as the spine goes. You know, I don't like a lot of fraying when I set out to get graded. I always worry it's going to dock me. You know, more so up here than down here. But I think it's a pretty dang solid book. You know, I'm thinking at least a 9.4, 9.6. Honestly, I don't think this is if I send it out to be graded.
Last sale on a 9.6 was last month, $100.
Nice. So this one, I'm not sure if I want to send. I do want to get it graded eventually, but I don't have it set down as a drive. So I'm thinking this
Maybe we put it in a maybe pile.
Yeah, put this one in the maybe pile. So, hey, guard dog, can you watch this book for me? No, you're fired. Let me move it over here, so that way I don't. But yeah, definitely a maybe. So, all right, next up, I'm pretty sure I want to send this book off to be graded. Captain America, number 6.
That's a
I
winner.
would agree. It's someone put it in the top 50.
I just saw John say something about that this morning about how that book sucks or something. You said something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That he
that's
hated
Captain
that book.
America. What?
6.
Number 6, full appearance of Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier. I love this because I'm a big history fan. So this just the Nazi flags, the World War II plane, the bike, Captain America in position with the shield. Is this one? I first found this one in the wild. It was like a 9.4 signed, I think, but I love this cover the second I saw it, and I had to have it one of these days here. And so I finally got this complete set for I think $80.
Ooh.
And that came out in 2005, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're right.
So
So
that looks pretty good to me. Is you thinking 9.8, 9.6?
this one, when I looked it over the last time, because I see one little tick that breaks color down here near the castle, and maybe one right here. So 2 ticks at the most, and otherwise it's solid as can be. So if it's not a 9.4, I'd say it 9.6, not 9.6, 9.8, 9.96. But I really think at least a 9.6.
But this is one of those books where if it's not the variant and it's not the newsstand,
Mm-hmm.
you take a huge jump from 9.8 to 9.6 and all the rest of them. So my question to you is, how badly do you love the cover and want to get it slapped?
A lot. So this, like I said, this is definitely gonna go.
Then put it in the pile, my friend.
Awesome. Awesome. Where did I put the list? Captain, where are you? Okay, yes. I think it's gonna be at least a 9.6. What's the value on that?
A 9.6 last sold regular this month for $89.
All right.
But a 9.4 sold this month for $95. So
There's no difference at the moment.
Yeah. So definitely, like I said, this is just one, and this would look so cool on the wall behind me. I said I like those. I like something about the Nazi flag covers too. Are just very fun covers. All right.
We're trained to see it as so evil, the Nazi flag and their taking of the swastika, that whenever we do see it, we're drawn to it.
Yeah. All right. Next book up, Ultimate Fallout number 4, second print. So I made a choice to get this one over the first print because before the video game came out, I had this book in my hand at Mile High Comics. I was looking at this book. It was like $20, I think. And I like, ooh, this is cool. Don't think I want it. Although I'm just like, I debated on it and I passed up on it because at the time I was chasing Amazing Spider-Man. And so I passed on it because $20 I could buy 2 more ASM books. And then I started learning more about the character of Miles. I hated myself for passing in this particular cover. And so I wanted this cover back. Even though first print's more valuable, I wanted this print because it was a history with with getting the book kind of a thing. So it was just, and so it's cheaper to get, so it was like kind of a win-win in that regard. I do not see any ticks whatsoever along the spine. This thing looks about as solid as can be.
I think you were pretty smart doing the second print because even a 9.8 of the second print last sale $360.
Yeah, definitely. So I think I'm willing to roll the dice here and say this one's coming back at a 9.8. So that's my guess on this regard. So you said
And
how
that's
much was
another one that's definitely going, right?
Yeah, definitely going because I love Miles Morales. You know, it was very fun. His story is very fun. So definitely yes. I think 9.8. You said it was 300 what?
360 last sale this month.
Cool, cool. All right. So yeah, definitely going to send some Miles out. So I mean, if I get the first print eventually, great. If not, oh well. I got one print.
The first print's last sale was $2,300.
Yeah. Next up here, Ultimate
Oh, Miles.
Comics All New Spider-Man here. Number 1 is second appearance, So this one has a few more ticks on it. This one has, well, more than it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 break color. So this one's definitely not getting up there in the 9.8 range, but
5 breaking color. Yeah, you're looking at. Yeah, that's gonna be 9.2.
yeah, I mean, if it's my opinion when I decided to sell it because I got this one. I forget where I got this one. I'm not sure if I bought it. No, I bought it. I bought it at a flea market in Colorado Springs. So it's one of those I just decided I couldn't pass up. But if it's 9.0 or higher, I'm happy. If it's lower than that, it's cool. I have it graded and I still have the book. But the ultimate goal for this one is 9.0 or higher.
I
But
think it's higher than 9.0.
yeah. So
but yeah, it's just not gonna be.
yeah.
It's not gonna be a 9.6.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it's a 9.4 with that many.
Yeah. So you think 9.2? You said, JP?
I don't know. You said 5 color breaking ticks.
I think so. From what I can tell, the rest of them look like they are not color breaking. So, but I mean, they're minor too. We got one that's bigger than the others, but the other two are either 8 or half that size.
Yeah. Well, if I'm looking at the right book here on GPA, the 9.0, 9.2, and 9.4 have maybe $30 difference in their last sales.
Yeah.
So 150, 140, and 170.
Yeah. 150, 140, 170. So I'm going to say 9.0 because that is the low grade bar that I am shooting for. I'm shooting for 9.0 or higher in hope, but I think 9.0, I'll be happy with this book, honestly. So it's definitely going to get graded. So where did I put it? There it is. So yes, 9.0 is my grade. And you said 140 or something like that?
I would write down 150.
150?
Because,
okay.
I mean, that's just such a great cover, man.
Yeah, that I couldn't just. I'll be happy when he gets this uniform back. I mean, the cool tracksuit is nice and all that, but it's not this suit.
Yeah.
Something about the black and the red.
Don't hate me, but the original Spider-Man, both his original costume and the black costume, I think pale to that costume.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see it. It's definitely really cool. All right. I got this one from Instagram from Lawrence the Mighty Comic Book Guy on Whatnot Sale. So, first cameo of Riri Williams, So, the only thing I don't like about the cover is Mary Jane looks like she was beat up.
Yeah.
It's an odd cover, especially when they knew they were introducing a cool new character. It seems funny that they didn't include her in some way, but whatever.
Yeah. There. Need to get my fan on there. It's a little hot. I didn't see really any color breaking creases, but I can't really see anything either. I'm gonna open this one up. This is one that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I wanted to send this one or not. This is definitely one of those that, I'm leaning towards yes to have it graded just because of the show and she's not out yet. But again, these are all personal and non-sale. So it doesn't matter in the end.
Well, I mean, that's why I got mine slabbed, is just in case I need to sell them at some point. Just that character, I think, is a very cool, interesting character, but
yeah,
not one you gotta have.
Not one that I need, but I just stumbled across them early, way before, it was like 5 years ago. I picked up the raw ones.
Looks like we have two minor things that could be creases here. And I'm not sure if that's part of the print or if it's color rub a little bit there and there, but I can barely see it. Well, that one I could barely see, but this one's slightly. So, but other than that, there's not a lot of color. There's not really any color breaking anything. Well, I forgot there's this thing here that I can see now in the light. Let's see if I can get it for you guys. Because it's a big. I can't.
So big what?
If it's something that catches the light, it ought to be pressable.
Well, he told me there's two crease lines here and here. This one's about half an inch, kind of thing. It goes into it about half an inch. This one's about a quarter of an inch. He couldn't press them out. He pressed it before he sent it to me, but I think he said 9.2, but I can't remember.
I mean, if it's a half inch,
yeah,
and it's a crease line, I mean, does it break any kind of color though?
No, not
it really just looks like a dent.
More like one of those fold over kind of things, and it's flat down. It's just like if it's folded like I folded paper over before and really smoothed it out to where it was flat, but it was not. It was never going to lose its shape again, kind of a thing.
Now that's Invincible Iron Man #7 from 2016, right?
Yes.
Well, looking at these values here, unless you see something wildly different based on what you said earlier, I would put that one in the maybe and maybe not send it.
Yeah, if it's not like I feel like if that's not like a 9.6 at least, it's probably not hardly.
Yeah. Last sale of a 9.2 was $40 this month.
Okay. Well, again, all these books are personal collection, not going to be sold, so yeah, I'll put it in the maybe because it's not my favorite color either. But favorite cover either. There you go. My wife would shoot me for my English.
You could sell it to a boxer with that Mary Jane fest.
Yo, Adrian, she reminded me of you. All right, next up, Invincible Iron Man #9. This one though has a big problem with its color rub along the spine here. Let's see if I can get you guys a better look on this camera. So you can kind of see, but it's
Cover
all
your face.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's all along the spine.
They're not gonna be nice to you about that.
But again, this is definitely not a. I mean, this one I love the cover. Oops. There we go. I absolutely love this. This is one. I mean, this is definitely a you hit it out of the park for a first full appearance cover because that seriously looks epic. But I don't know. I think I had all that color rub. I wasn't sure what to grade that as when I was doing it. I thought I had around an idea of maybe 7s or an 8s.
Well, unless you just really, really want it graded, that one I'd put in the maybe pile too. As far as value, going from the 9.8 to the 9.6, it drops almost 75% and just gets worse as it gets lower.
Yeah. I don't know. I am definitely leaning towards it because I want just as it's my first books. I mean, I've never been one for I have to have the 9.8. I mean, looking at my wall here, I got a 0.5 to 1.0 to 9.8 decorated. It's my collection.
Well, and I think those values are going to shift when that Wakanda Forever movie hits, and if she's in there, like people are saying she's going to be, that's going to set up her show, and I think that's when the book will heat up both of them in some way or another. Yeah, so I am going to send this one off just because it is a cool cover, and I like it, and like I said, this is definitely not going anywhere. So I'm that's a lot of that color
for you. That goes for any of them. If it's really just for you, then if you think it's a good enough copy to be slabbed, then do it. But
there's only two reasons value would matter. That's if you're selling it or determining the tier. That's the only reason.
Well, I'm just trying to get an idea this time. Do something more. Add just at the time of setting it off, this is the value of the grade that I'm predicting it at, just as an idea.
So you said you thought it was a what grade?
I honestly thought it was somewhere in the 7.5 to an 8.
Oh, they're not going to mark you down to 7.
Oh,
So
okay. All right. So what do you guys think then?
Yeah.
An 8.5 last sold August, $95.
I mean, I think that's more realistic, depending on how hard they hit you. I would say 8590 is what you look. If that's really all that's wrong with it, is the color run. Now, if there's other things, then it might add up on you a little bit. But
yeah, that's about it. So okay, I'll say 8.5 just to make myself feel better.
Matt,
Although
I gotta go. I'm gonna finish some more chores around here.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, John.
I'll be in the chat.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
All right. So the 8.5 of the Iron Man was, where is the cover price again? All right. Let me look it up again myself here. In the Bull Iron Purple spelling Matt man.
Too bad that's not the variant edition. That thing's crazy.
The one with her face on it.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I mean, I had the chance to buy that one, but I didn't want the face on it. I wanted her.
Yeah, it doesn't look good to me. I like that one better.
I made a mistake. Where is it? Oh, you had the price at what? I guess.
Last sale right here is $95.
All right, we'll put that down there. All right, so yeah, this one's definitely gonna go. So that brings my total so far of definite yeses to 5. Like I said, I want to send off at least 10, for sure, if not closer to 15. All right, next up, Thor 1.
Oh, and John left with that being next.
Yeah, I love the movie. It's not the best. The best one's always is the first one, but I would rank this one second or third, depending on how I feel about Thor: Dark World. I think it just pretends, but this is a solid book, and I waited long enough for this book that I actually got a first print instead of a second print like I thought I was going to be getting. I don't see anything wrong with the spine. One tick there.
No.
Looks like it breaks color.
Is that the 2014 run?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So one tick that I can definitely tell. So yeah, I don't think this thing's a pretty solid book otherwise. I can't see anything else that's really wrong with it on the cover.
I got last sale this month at a 9.6 for $85.
Yeah, that seems about right. So yeah, 9.6, lowest 9.4, but yeah, I'd say a 9.6 is what I'm hoping for this book. Honestly, 9.8 is what I want, but
well,
you just got one. It still has a shot, but yeah. How much of a color break you got there?
I'll predict the 9.6. You said 95. You said, or okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's only like a $10 drop.
Yeah.
Down to 9.4. So
yeah. A lot of these books here, like I said, if they didn't drop below a certain grade, I'll be good with. All right. Next one up here. I want all these graded eventually. The
Do
ASM.
You have them all?
I have all of them. This is the last one I needed. So this is 583, the first print.
Do you have all of them graded, or just all of them, and now you're moving to get them graded?
I have 2 of them graded. I have the 5th print and the 3rd print, 9.8, 9.6.
All right. So that was Amazing Spider-Man 5. What?
583.
583. Okay.
First print of Obama variant. This I bought from mycomicshop.com. They said it was a VF minus 7.5, but I can't for the life of me see.
There's something inside?
I don't know. There's one tick there. 2 ticks there.
Generally, they're pretty harsh on books. So
they are pretty harsh. I mean, they're fairly conservative, but a 7.5.
Was it Southern? Or someone said that you can basically guarantee that it's going to get that or higher. The 2 worst creases are here near Spider-Man's head.
Oh, there are creases there.
Yeah, they're there. and
I don't know
two
if
down
we
there.
actually straight up asked you, Matt, is everything getting pressed and cleaned? Or just certain things, or you're not sure?
Certain things for sure. I mean, I'm sending things in one go, so I'm not 100%. I don't usually press. I'm usually a go kind of a person. But if I press, I'll press certain books. Like this one, if I pressed would be if I would be one to press, because I want this as high grade as possible. But
well, I'm going to give you the 9.0 Obama variant, last sold in 2020 November for $81.
yeah.
Now the 9.4 last sold in June for $99. So I don't know exactly where to put the value for that.
Yeah,
that grade there, but it's probably, you can probably safely say $100.
Yeah. Minor things, but if the other one there with 5 color ticks would get 9.0, I'd say 9.0 on this book. I mean, like I said, mycomicshop.com, yeah, it's extremely brutal in their grading, and I do appreciate it because I can pretty much guarantee.
And yeah, I agree. Shop for Comics. No matter what you think about the man himself, the fact that he was put on a comic cover and the fact they did so many, they would look great together.
Yeah. I want to have them all. I mean, I wanted them all graded eventually here. So this one is definitely going to go because it's the first print. So
yeah,
just gorgeous. So I'm going to say 9.0 Obama first print is my guess. So what's the grade or the value on that one?
You can just put $100.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, as I always say on my channel, I don't care what your politics are. I'll show a political cover now and then. I respect it. So just as long as you be nice. So you love them or hate them. Yeah,
As far as I'm concerned, that's an amazing Spider-Man cover that happens to have a real life president on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
very cool. So all right, next up.
Not very.
Not very. Here's the one that I'm not sure if I'm going to send or not. This is the second print. I got this from a Hall of Justice Comics and Collectibles in a suburb of Denver. It's signed by Zeb Wells and Todd Knock or whatever. It had Todd Knock. It has your certificate there. They graded it as an 8.0. So
okay.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to send this one off because the authenticated price I'll have to pay for the book. That's the only reason why I would not send it off now.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Is it a direct edition?
No, it's a newsstand.
Oh, now hold on there. What grade do you think it is?
They graded it as an 8.0. I think it can be at least, I mean, it has a little bit of a ding fringe down there. 1, 2 minor, 3, possibly a little ding up there. So I thought, judging by their grades, the fact that this one was an 8.0, at least a 9.2, 9.4, I thought, honestly.
Okay, I cannot find. There's a newsstand 9.0 that's sold, but it's not signed, and the price it's sold for, someone just happened to get a great deal. I'm not even going to tell you it's so low.
Yeah.
But I can't find, the only other newsstand I can find is up to a 9.6, and it sold in April for $40, which to me doesn't make sense. I think you got something special there. So
yeah.
if you can swallow the price,
yeah,
I might press clean and grade that thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
this will get graded eventually. Again, the only thing that's holding me back this time, if I was going to send 5 books, I'd probably send this one too, because again, just because I'm paying for the authenticated signature with CBCS.
The minimum price you would pay to send that book off would be $64 plus the shipping return and the shipping to CBCS.
Yeah.
And that's not including pressing or anything.
Yeah. So this is definitely, and I was writing this is in the maybe, but leaning towards yes for now. But again, I'm going to say that one I had predicted.
So we can put it in the maybe pile then.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the maybe pile just because I don't know if I'm going to send it off because of the price.
It's my favorite of your maybes so far.
Okay. Yeah, so this is definitely, again, it depends on the price tag ultimately. I have an idea in mind for I don't want to spend X above a couple $100, whatever, however else I decide. But this is basically one giant send off that I don't normally do that other people do. So, but that's definitely in the top, one of the top maybes. All right, next up, one of my favorite characters as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Superman, Batman, annual number 4. Gorgeous. I found this in a small LCS in Salida, Colorado. And first official appearance of Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis outside of a DC animated series comic book. This is a gorgeous book, direct book, but gorgeous.
And, that's a what number?
Number 4.
Number 4, annual number 4. Okay.
I'm gonna get this one out just because I want to look at it some more. I thought it was a high grade itself when I first got it. Like I was thinking at least a 9.4.
And it's a first print?
Yes, first print. The second print had the red background. So, all right. Yes, I agree. Very. It's a thick book here.
See a ding there. That needs to be
I already see a ding, and that's spine.
Yeah, I thought. Of course, I might have been enthusiastic when I saw it too. That's probably why I want other people on here as well, is that way they could curb my enthusiasm.
Depending on the other side, I'm thinking like 9.0 looking at it right now.
That a press?
Yeah. Of course, this one needs
that will press.
Yeah. That one needs a press for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press
and I already know that one is a definite go, so I'm not going to bother with the pricing.
9.0 as you said, 9.0s.
Well, that depends. Are you going to press it? That's something else we'll have to discuss once we figure out.
Yeah, you press that.
Yeah.
I think you can beat a 9.0 on that.
You definitely
small little indentation there. That.
Yeah.
If I do
that thing that we saw on the back, that main ding on the back, that would press.
So. Yeah, there's two little.
Well, or you might not want to press it at all if you don't really care about the grade, because according to last sale, a 9.6, $61 in August, a 9.0 last sale in June, $57.
Yeah. I said, because I'm not trying to sell. If I was trying to sell, I'd definitely be pressing my books.
So you can save some money by just not pressing it.
Yeah, because if I don't press the books, then that might pay for that other Obama cover to get graded instead of having there. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to grade predict at 9.0, and they were saying around $60, which is fine. Again, I think it's vastly underrated. This character seems to be. I do think if I heard correctly, he does have a series coming back up again. I was upset when this book was, or when his series ended, or in the comic books with 50 there. I actually did an interview with a Batman Beyond collector on my channel and the Comic Collector's Corner podcast that I'm trying to do. So, but definitely, yes, Batman Beyond, just gorgeous cover. This is gorgeous artwork. All right. And this is another one that John should be here for. Same shop.
Real first appearance.
Actual first appearance of Gambit.
Yeah, first appearance of Gambit. Same shop. Fantasy games and collectibles or comics. Which one of the two? In Salida, Colorado. Small shop. It's a nice shop. I paid $60 for this one.
And that's annual. Is it 14?
Annual 14.
Yeah.
Direct edition. I like this a lot more than the full face. I like that a lot more than the full face.
Yeah, I see that.
All right. Let me get this book out.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to run, man. But you got some good books. So
awesome. Cool. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you for stopping by, JP.
Yeah, I figured I'd hang out for a few minutes.
So. Yeah, you're only missing one other really big book, and that's it's a Hulk Wolverine book in a sense.
Nice. Nice.
All right.
All right. Later, fellas.
Later. All right, I got some color breaking.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm here for the whole ride.
Awesome. But I got some color breaking here. You know, only about half the book. You know, but it's not, or it's ink rub. That's where you go. Ink rub up there. Spine itself looks good.
Well,
Square bound book.
let's see if what kind of grade would you put it at without pressing or cleaning?
Without pressing or cleaning.
Like a 9.0 or better than that even?
A little bit of that could press out for sure because that's a minor thing. Like I said, the worst thing about this book is its ink rub up here in the top half of the book. So if that other book, if the other book we said for the Iron Man book would be an 8.5 with that regard.
Yeah.
9, easy.
All right.
8.5,
So
9.
you think it would be better than a 9 if you got it pressed out? You don't think it would hit a 9.8, obviously. Would it hit a 9.6 maybe?
It might hit a 9. Well, not with that color break. I mean, I'd be hesitant to go in high. I'd be hesitant to go with high with those
Okay.
with
Well,
that color breaking stuff.
Then before you even think about maybe what could a press do, let me read you these prices. A 9.0 last sale $53.
Yeah.
9.2 last sale both this month $59. The 9.4 last sale this month $71. So again, if you're okay with it as is and you want to send it just because you like Gambit or you like the cover, you can probably save money and not bother pressing it.
Yeah, well, from what I can tell, this up here, there's a little bit of, like, want to come this way cover here. That could be fixed with the press. But anything else, there's one color breaking tick. Oh, not one color breaking. There's one tick there that might break color. Otherwise, everything else, what I see on here cannot be, well, I wouldn't say, I mean, there's this thing that can be fixed. Here's little indentation kind of thing. But otherwise, it's very minimal. The worst ding for this book is not pressable, and that's the color breaking or the color rub on it.
Unless that can become a 9.8, the difference between a 9.6 and a 9.0 is less than $30 in price.
Yeah.
Now a 9.8, however, is over $300.
Yeah. But I would say, if I'm lucky, 9.4 at the highest. I'm predicting more 9.0, 9.2 range.
So do you care enough to get that higher 9.4 to spend extra money to get it pressed, or do you think just sending that in?
I would just send it in because, like I said, with that color rub up here along the spine, that's not getting fixed.
Right.
Period. So it's almost like, why bother pressing it?
So
when that's
we're
not going
to
anywhere.
bother pressing it, but it's definitely in the going pile, right?
I think it is because chances of me getting the 266 anytime soon is a little less, and so because this way it's funny, until I got this book, I was more on the side of 266 as the first appearance.
Yeah, and then you flip through the book and you're like, well, crap, he's
no, actually, no, it wasn't that. It's
no, wasn't that?
Is when I got this book in my hands that, all right, this is first appearance.
Yeah.
It's
one of those things. It'll be more fun if you don't have 266, but yet you have that and have it slabbed, and you can just piss off everybody that still votes 266.
Yeah. So I think this one is gonna go, but it's on. But this isn't. I would categorize this one as yes, but I could change my mind for a maybe. So
well, then let's go ahead and put it in the maybe then. And then we can...
So like I said, it's just I'm definitely thinking I like it, but okay. This one here is definitely going because this is my favorite childhood superheroes, and along with Batman Beyond. This is the Static Season 1, number 2. Now, the reason why I'm sending this one over the season, I have 2 covers of the issue 1, the 8 cover and the homage to Static Shock or Static number 1. His first appearance. I use a little bit too strong of a tape for this one. Let's get that off there before I make myself more nervous. All right. the reason why I'm sending this book out is this is the very first time I got this particular book in the wild.
Oh,
Double cover.
double. Oh, I thought you was going to show me the third cover.
No, double cover.
Double. Well, there's no point in looking that up because being the book that it is and a double cover, there's no real way we can find value there. But I know static stuff has been going up ever so slow the past couple years because DC using more milestone, and everyone loves static anyway.
Yeah. Hey, Shop, were you, is that the slab for sure, European for the X-Men, just so I know which one you're talking about?
Oh, he had that up before you laid that down, I think.
Okay.
But I think it works for either.
Yeah. Well, this one here,
you definitely send that. And
this here is a slight bend that doesn't break color. But
well, it depends. If the other cover is better, that's the grade that goes on the book.
Yeah, and that one.
So if your top cover is like a 9.4, but that one's a 9.8, you'll get a 9.8.
This one, the corners, it's throughout the book. Looks like it's a slight little bend up.
I said, I can't really look it up because of the double cover, but because of the double cover and who it is, static, and your childhood, that's definitely going.
Yeah, definite yes. And I am living on a prayer, and I'm saying that's a 9.8 just because I love that thing. That's the one little thing down there is the only thing that I could possibly see wrong with it, and 9.8s get that one little kind of forgiven thing. So
actually, they get two things.
Well, okay. Well,
usually it's the top and bottom corner on the spine.
Yeah, so definitely going, definitely there.
Would that you think might be pressable? And to get that 9.8, should we think about spending money and pressing that one, or just send it in?
This one could be fixed with the press. I am positive, and because it doesn't break color. It doesn't break color. So this one, I would say if I press 2 or 3 books, I would give this one a press. Most likely have professionals do it because it doesn't break color, and it can be pressed, I think, to fix that little, because it's like a slight little wanna bend or kind of a thing that can be fixed out. But yeah, I got this book again. This came from Hall of Justice, Comics and Collectibles there. So it's the one book they selected out, put in my box, and sent to me and all that. So I was just like, when I got this book in the wild, or quote unquote wild, but it was like going, oh, because I have one cover that's double. I have one ASM book that was a double cover because I wanted.
I have never owned a double cover.
Nice. Well, now I own 2. One I purposely bought because I wanted a double cover, and this one just came to me naturally. So it was just like, and the fact is a character I absolutely love. Sweet. All right. So, but yes for that one. Yes for that one.
How
so we're up.
Sweet it is.
Yeah. So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 10 officially. Yes.
Okay. And how many more have we not seen?
We're up to 3. Okay. Or we have 3 left. All right. And just because I teased it earlier, we'll bring it out. This is the book I bought recently at the Colorado Springs Comic-Con this year. The big book of the hall.
Ooh, and Newsstand 2.
Newsstand 2.
Now, I don't know about you, Matt, but as a Wolverine fan, slab that book.
Yeah, I love this thing. I bought this thing for, well, they had it listed for $150. I bought this book, a $20 ASM book, and a $8 another book for $140.
Oh, that's a good deal. That's a good deal.
So I basically got two books for free, and then got $7 off the cover asking price for this one.
Now let me carve out that book for a second and ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need to know the answer to the first question before I can even ask the second question. The first question is, what grade do you think that is?
Well, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 creases. A couple of them are decent size. This, throughout the book.
And what number is that? I forgot.
340.
340.
I honestly thought when I saw this book, it was a very high, solid mid grade. 7.5. Honestly, at the lowest.
So the upper mid,
Yeah.
lower high.
Yeah, I thought if I sent this book off to be graded, I would hope for. In fact, let me see if I can bring out a. Do I have a local graded book that's around the same price? Yeah, let me go get. I have a 7.0 up there that I might I'm gonna bring down here, but
7.0 of the same book.
No, it's a different book. But if I think sometimes my grading here, I look at books I have that are similar condition to guess the grades.
Now, I assume you looked through the book. It's not a Mark Jewelers, is it?
I do not think it is, but I will double check again here.
All Mark Jewelers are newsstands. That's so whenever I see a newsstand of that era, I'm always curious.
All right, because I got the book here. I got is my ASM 139 7.0.
And you're thinking the condition looks very similar to that slab?
Well, now that I'm looking at this one, no, it'd be
Better
lower.
or worse?
Worse because of the spine ticks. So, I mean, this is a mid-grade book when I bought it, basically. I thought it was a mid-grade book. So maybe closer to around a 6.0, honestly. But again, if I said this was a last second send it off kind of decision too, because a big book, I'm never gonna. I tried reading this book here. The story was hard to read.
Yeah,
I bought it for the cover.
It's a cover. It's a cover.
Yeah, I definitely bought it for the cover.
Real quick, open it up and thumb through that top. See if we have a Martin Jewelers.
All right, let's get this out of the way. How's it going, puppy? Let's see. All right. Ever so gently. There we go.
Hold on a second. Let me get all these fingers crossed. Well,
let's see. Oh,
doesn't look like it.
That doesn't look like it to me.
Yeah, it's a hard insert, so nope.
Yeah.
Oh well. So the reason I wanted to know the grade question of the Mark Jewelers was to ask you, have you thought or do you have any interest in sending that in for the McFarlane signing? Because he doesn't do those that often, and it's hard to get a book slabbed with his signature, because if you're at a show, he doesn't allow that. He'll sign your book, but it's unwitnessed.
Yeah.
And the reason why I asked is the other questions is a 7.0 blue label, $137 in July.
Okay.
So newsstand. Now a signed by Todd McFarlane and just Todd newsstand sold in September of last year for $272. So I would say that it's probably a little north of 300 now in a 7.0 signed by Todd.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's $130 shipped all in to get that graded and signed by Todd without a press. So I mean, it's an expense. I'm just asking because the opportunity exists.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I will, honestly. I mean, like I said, I'm one of those people there too of if I haven't done something yet, I'm extremely hesitant. And so I'd hate to send a big book or an important book as my first test subject. I'd rather say, okay, here is
the Spider-Man 1 from 91. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send my Spider-Man book. It's a $3 Spider-Man book off to Zeb Wells with the signature signing, and that way, if it came back to me, I know I got I know it came back to me. I know I did the process good. All right, next time I'll send a big book.
Well, then I guess the question is that a guaranteed? Yeah, we're slabbing it because even if it's just a 7.0 blue label, I already told you, you're almost at $200 in value.
Yeah.
And I love the cover. I'm a Wolverine fan. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think it is, just because it was a rough read for me.
Yeah.
And I bought this one. I bought this key over others. Well, one of the reasons I bought this one was because it was a cover art buy kind of thing too.
And the thing about a slab is that all you see is the cover. So
yeah. So, and I'll say yes.
Yeah, I mean, you did say 10 to 15
Yeah.
are going to get sent. So it's okay to have that be book 11, I believe.
Yeah, well, I think I forgot one yes here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11. Yeah, yeah, leave 11.
All right.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
We
So
got
11.
2 more new books that we haven't seen yet.
You said $150 or $200 book? You said.
No, I said it's 137.
All right. Well, again, if it's roughly the same value, again, I'm not selling this book for less than what I'm really. So it'll go up again in the future
well,
anyway.
What you said, you paid less than $100 for it when you divide.
No, I paid well, if you divide it between the three, technically, I bought this book $143 I paid for this book, because I got a first appearance of the Kangaroo ASM, a sub 100 book for free, and another book that's had like a $8 price tag on it for free, basically, with $7 off.
If those were free, then that means you can take some of what you paid for that and put it in the value of the others. So you got a good deal.
Yeah, so definitely there. So definitely, yep. All right. This is another book. I wish he was still alive. I would have him sign this book.
Neil Adams?
Perez.
George Perez.
Avengers. I have the full set, and this is the only one I really want graded, just because I love Superman from a kid.
Because of how those were printed, you basically have a 9.8 or like a 7.0. What do you have?
I think I have a 9.8.
Hey.
Honestly, I mean, it's pretty high. I'm gonna take it out, just because it's gonna irritate me to no end if I don't.
Okay, and that's Avengers JLA or JLA Avengers?
Avengers JLA 2 and 4 were printed by Marvel. So, all right. I love the wraparound. So, solid.
And that's issue.
I mean, it has like little dings, I think.
Is it issue number 2?
4.
4.
I mean, there's a little thing here you can kind of tell, right? Here, my finger is that. Hey, Will, that thing right there.
Oh yeah, I see it. Like someone took a knife and.
Yeah, like it dinged it. There's a little bit of a bend here, but I can be fixed with the press for sure. But yeah, 9.8, if not a 9.6. This thing I think is solid. Yeah, this is most iconic weapons cover I've ever seen.
Trying to find it here. Okay. They listed it.
Yeah,
JLA Avengers for whatever reason.
Yeah,
probably because that was the first book.
No, fourth
All right,
one.
so you're pretty sure it's a 9.8?
I'm pretty sure it's a 9.8 or a 9.6.
Well, now that seems like a letdown to me. The last sale on a 9.8 was this month for $97. The 90-day average is $99, but the last year it was averaging over $130.
Yeah, but it's
just a great cover.
Yeah, and it would look so much better with Perez's signature down there. It's a shame.
Yeah, well, you can always buy one if you save up the money.
Yeah, well, I can always buy these books too. Yeah, I bought this book along with the other 3.
That is $489 for the signed one.
Say what? Oh, $480 for the sign, yeah.
So here's the question: that indent, if that's the biggest issue that you see, that can it's not a guarantee depending on how hard and how deep it is, but that could be pressed out. So
Yeah.
do we want to spend the money, or based on the value of a 9.8, just let it be?
More likely just let it be again, because it's that
Okay.
I doubt that one. I mean, the way that ding is,
Mhm.
it looks well more than I'm willing to gamble in a sense. And again, if none of these books are being sold in the future, even if this was a for shame 9.0, you know, it's not going anywhere. It'll be displayed on my wall next to my Spider-Man book, you know.
All right.
Kind of thing.
So that's a definite grade?
Definite grade.
Okay.
So yes. And I'm going to say just so I about a 9.8, hopeful, possibly down to a 9.4 if I'm being negative about it. So
then I would say $40 to $100.
Yeah. So all right.
All right. So I believe we're at the final book for.
Yep. Now the fun thing about this book here, this was one of the very first books I wanted to get graded. I started collecting in 2018, and I got this book here at the very end of 2018.
Wait a minute. You got that book at the end of 2018, and you're like, I need to grade this, and we're only now? Because I know you graded other stuff.
Well, it's one of those that I have a list. I have 10 books I want to grade, and I only select 3 at a time, kind of, or whatever, and it never makes the cut because there's always more important at the time or more important in general. This book is like, once the movie passed, it became less important to get it graded. Miss Marvel, #1.
I don't think it's going to lose any more money than it has now. It's going to plateau or gain.
Yeah.
So let's just send it.
Yeah, I think I graded it when I graded it. It was like I graded it like a mid, 5.5, honestly. But
Do
I might have been.
Agree with that?
I was harder on it at the time.
You agree with yourself?
I don't know. I can be a real idiot at times.
Can't we all?
But again,
so you're thinking 5, 6, maybe
5 or 6. But again, I'd almost rather send this Gambit higher grade than Miss Marvel. So I think I'd rather, but so this is like I said, fall into the maybe category.
Well, maybe this will help us out here. The 6.0, the grade that's higher than you initially thought that one was, last sold August this year, $42.
Yeah, this might just better be a book that I might keep raw eventually, or might just keep raw here. So I'm gonna say no. Definitely, since we're at the end here, we're gonna start.
Well, let's put it in the maybe, and we'll go.
Well, we're in the maybe pile now.
Okay, so we have the annual 14, Miss Marvel 1, and what's the rest of our maybes? Let's bring them out on the board here.
All right. Let's make sure I don't get that tape out of the way before I ruins a book.
Oh yeah.
All right, so our 5 maybe books: Miss Marvel 1, X-Men Annual 14, a double-signed second print of the Obama cover, cameo appearance of Riri Williams in Invincible Iron Man 7, and a Green Lantern 25 full of the cameos. So,
Okay, so here's the question then. As far as value, these are all very similar.
Yeah.
The Invincible is the most valuable out of all those for the grade that it should be. So the question then is, do you have a max you're willing to throw on a certain book? Because they are all modern. Yeah. So the only difference would be the Obama has 2 signatures. And if we want to press and clean something.
Yeah. Well, I'm not ultimately like this. I'm going to have to deal with because I have an idea of what I want, of the max I want to spend. Unfortunately, until I start entering these things into the submission form, I don't know if I'll reach it or not. You know, but if I,
Well, I've written down. I've written down. Man, your wife's going to get me. I have written down all the pricing and everything. So, like I
Yeah.
said, just for grading and the verification of those two signatures, your Obama is going to cost minimum of $64. And everything else, if you don't press or clean, everything else that we see right now would be a $24, except the Invincible Iron Man and the Green Lantern, they would each be $20 just to grade.
Yeah. So
Now that is using CBCS. Here's a question I have for you. Almost everything you have classifies as modern for both companies, except a couple books. Right now, CBCS is literally about a year turnaround time unless you pay for Express. CGC is currently at 20 business days for their modern turnaround time. So
CGC?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, because the only way you could even come close with CBCS is to pay Express, but they recently raised their price. So that would be $60 to grade each one of those just for grading.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't have a membership to CGC because I don't
You can
feel like
send with a free membership.
you can send with a free membership to CGC. I didn't think you could.
Yeah, I believe you can, but even if that's wrong, I have a $25 membership to CGC. You can get the cheap one and send it.
Well, we'll definitely have to consider it because
Yeah,
out of the 5 here, because we're at 12 books for a yes. And again, I didn't want to pay.
yeah.
I wanted to do probably if the price was right, I could do all of them, but I'm not sure if that's there. But I'm leaning towards Iron Man. That's not Iron Man. X-Men Annual 14 because of Gambit.
Okay,
Gambit's
and you're going with you had said 10 to 15.
Yeah.
So we're doing the other 3 then, right?
Basically, if we're going to select the other 3 to go, basically.
Well, that's easy then. Out of those 5, it's X-Men, Iron Man, and Green Lantern, because the signatures create a problem. You have to go to one certain company. It's a lot more expensive. And the Miss Marvel, you might as well keep setting it to the side like you've been doing.
Cats, I think, are making noise. Make it sound like an intruder's in the house with all the banging. Hello? Come in. Hey, Xander. It was an intruder. My son's home.
Oh, that's good.
All right. So yeah, definitely we'll send those, but with the possibility of, if price is right, if I set it to CBCS, I might swap out that if the price is right for.
Now, we also got to take a look at your ASM 129, because that's going to have to be CBCS because of the signature.
Yeah.
But it's also, if I'm not mistaken, 1972 or 3. So it would qualify for the older tier, which means you would have to do vintage. And that is, if you're okay waiting the year, it's $40 to grade plus $20 for Jerry's signature. Or if you want to do the Express, it would cost you literally $100, $80 to grade the single book and $20 for the signature.
Yeah, that was the only. I experimented with that with the CBCS. I took that book and I'm going like, I want the book back now.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about you, but because of the value of that book, I would spend $100, get it back in 14 business days, plus the extra week or whatever for the verification of the signature.
Yeah. So definitely, and that, because I haven't decided if I want to send this book by itself in one order, or include it with the others, possibly too, because I didn't, because I want.
You can include it with the others, but what they do, because I've done this before, I don't know if you have, is they'll hold all your books until they're done with the slowest one.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, if I wanted this book back now, I would have sent I would have sent it off separately in its own order. That way, it wasn't being held up, because I knew it would have been held up by the other books going through the system.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I definitely have a cool list of books
Yeah.
to go through.
Now, if you're okay, if you get the $25 CGC, except for your Jerry Conway, which has to go CBCS, everything else is modern
Yeah.
as far as where it would classify. And modern for CGC is $24 per book, and they're currently running around 20 business days, plus the
Okay.
shipping. And on the like 12 or 15 books, that'll probably be around $40 to ship.
Yeah. So definitely interesting here. So like I said, I'm gonna I'll be entering these books into the list here, and then basically do another final video, basically of these books are being sent off now for sure. Because I could always change my mind and look at the price tag and go, you know what, I'm feeling 7 books.
Well,
Instead.
the price isn't that much of a difference. It's how fast do you want them?
Yeah.
Because the standard price for CBCS is a few of your books will classify as modern, so they're $20 to get graded. The others will be 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CGC is 24 all around. So I mean, there's not much difference in price. The only difference is CGC is currently 20 business days, and without sending express, it's a year, 44.8 weeks, 224 days for CBCS.
Yeah.
And that's sad to me because they have the objectively better case, and in my opinion, their graders are just a little bit better.
Yeah. Better case. They need to work on their label, which I thought I heard rumors or thinking that they might have been doing something, but I don't know. That was a long ago too, so who knows? But yeah, unfortunately, I have to wait for CBCS. But at least, yeah, it's definitely the better cases, and because at the time I refused to spend a big amount of money for a membership for CGC, kind of a thing. So it's just that's why I started using CBCS is all free membership, send out the books. Now, if a paid membership got me better service, like guaranteed, here's 4 months, it's guaranteed this time frame and all that if you're a paid membership because they value your service or you're a a little bit more. I would have done that.
I'm a paid member to both, and CBCS you get a 10% discount, and whether you have a membership or not, the express tiers are they guarantee them.
Yeah.
But CGC, like I said, you can just do a $25, and that's a membership for a year if you want. And I don't know about you, but personally, I was using the Express, but then when they upped all the prices by $20, CBCS, I'm like, okay, I can't afford to send books with that, but your standard time is so bad. They basically forced me to go back to CGC. So that's who I'm using, to each their own, but I'm not waiting a year for my books. I mean, what could, who knows? Someone could set a fire by accident or something. I don't like the idea of waiting so long.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting. So I look forward to it. But yeah, definitely those are the books I have. So in the yes columns for sure, like I said, I had Amazing Spider-Man 129. Hoping to keep that 4.5, but if it drops, I have that I got the signature, which is the only thing that I cared about. Incredible Hulk 340. Todd McFarlane cover art, yes. 7.0 great prediction. Avengers JLA number 4, the final issue of the crossover. 9.4 to 9.8, depending on that ding and what they do with it. Static season 1 number 2, my double cover. I'm predicting 9.8 on that one of the covers.
Make sure whoever you wind up using, if they have a notes section, put double cover and put a sticky note says double cover just in case.
Yeah. All right, and that one's still under the maybe section. Superman Batman and number 4, guessing to a 9.0. ASM 583 Obama first print, yes, same 9.0. The 9.2 we're guessing about the second print we're guessing a 9.2 if I decide to send that one. Thor 1, yes, 9.6. Hoping for that 9.8 on there because that is a sexy book. Invincible Iron Man number 7, yes, 8.5 just because of that stupid color rub on it. Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, yes, 9.0. Ultimate Fallout number 4, second print, and because of that story again of that book, I wanted that particular book because that's the one I got that got away, and I'm hoping for a 9.8 on that because it looks solid. In fact, I also think it came from Canada, if I remember correctly where I bought it from. Captain America number 6, yes, 9.6, and the What If 105 Spider Girl at 9.2. So,
I forgot. Now that we got everything, or that you got everything picked out that you want to send, are we going to do any of them press and clean? And do you have someone that you use?
I don't have anyone I use specifically. But again, if I pressed any of them, I would have pressed the double cover because I really would love to get 9.8 in that book. I would press the What If Spider Girl. I'd press the first print Obama cover. So that's 3. Ideally, I would press 129, but I don't want to ruin the signature. And like I said, that gray's not important with that one. It's the book and the signature. Maybe the Captain America number 6, just because it is it combines my passion for history as well as the comic books there. So it's just a added benefit of multiple interests.
So are you leaning towards getting them pressed or just sending them without pressing? And
Right.
if you're leaning towards getting them pressed, would you who would you get it done by? Like I would assume a third party.
Yeah, but then again, if I did through a third party, most third party people that I tend to hear about have things they send to companies, so I could send the books off to CGC versus someone else.
Yeah, like the guy I use, I've sent an order before and not everything was getting pressed. And I go ahead and print out my order form and he just sends it to the grading company for me and packs it up once he's done pressing everything, including the books that he didn't press because I didn't need everything pressed. So yeah, they can totally do that because you definitely don't want to use CBCS or CGC's in-house pressers.
Yeah.
It's just so long.
Yeah. If I do, I would get probably those 3 at most. But like I said, most of these books, like if it was the Ultimate Fallout 4 first print, yeah, probably press for sure. Just trying to up that grade as high as possible. But because it's also the second print, it doesn't have the same interest that the first one does, and so therefore I can slip it in under the radar for why I chose that book for a lower price.
So you had said possibly 3?
Yeah, the Spider Girl 105.
So
yeah,
that would be once you do all your figuring and entering everything in, that would be based on most pressers $30 to $40 on top.
Yeah. So, but again, none of these books I have to press. All of them are personal books, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just display it on the wall once they get them back, kind of a thing. So ultimately, I wouldn't spend anything on pressing just because I don't really press much anyway. I pressed early on, back when I had a local comic book shop that still I would still go to before they became horrible people in all that regard. So but otherwise I don't. They pressed books because I could pay them and get the book back, kind of a thing. And so
if you don't really care, then hey, let's save some money.
Yeah, definitely save money for sure.
Just send them.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
so
I'll be curious when you come back and once everything's finalized, if you're going with CBCS and waiting, or CGC, or paying more for CBCS to get it back in a timely manner. I'm going to be curious once you do all your figuring.
Yeah, I will definitely have to check. You know, if I could send off free with CGC, I might just go with them because I do like the labels better, or the labels better for these books. Although, you know, like I said, just you need to combine CBCS needs to buy out CGC to combine their labels with their cases. Maybe the ultimate fighting force then. All right, so thank you guys for joining me. I know I didn't have very many people watching the whole time through, being an afternoon on a Saturday. That's okay. This was mainly just a record video itself, so I could go through the selection process, pick out the books I definitely wanted to send, and figure out which books were maybes for sure. And so I have, like I said, if the price is right, I would send all of them. You know, that's basically it. Because it would be really cool to have one big order like I see several people do. And I got a big box of comics. Here you guys go. You know, because if the price is right, I'll send all of them. But if not, I got the list of definite 12 that are going. So it'll be fun. So take care. See you guys later. Happy collecting.